Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Justin from Justin and Max Games, and I'm doing another special two-player review. And today's game is going to be Dice Settlers. This is going to be a very short review. Why? Because there is no reason for you ever not to play this game. This game is fantastic at two players. Area control is always... am I going to enjoy area control with just one other player? And this is one of the most thoughtful dice games. If you like rolling dice and then having to think about what you want to do and manipulate dice based upon what it is, and then move out on a map that is continually growing and changing. This is a game for you. The technology cards, that's the real heart of the game. I liked all the actions, putting out tiles, and then putting out, they call them tents, my cubes, and maybe if I have three more than my opponents, I get to put out a house, and maybe some of the places have a factory, so I can pull my tent off and then get a resource of some type, but it is how the technologies integrate with what's going on in the gameplay that can radically change what you're doing. And do we have a lot of cards for this game? Oh my gosh. They come in different colors depending on their various types. There are some pre-selected cards in the rule book, and then you could just randomize to it. And we haven't even got into the black cards, which you can use to make a big move. So I haven't even tried that yet, but it looks exciting. This is probably the most thoughtful game that involves dice I've ever seen. And I've really enjoyed a lot of dice games. I don't remember if we did a review video for Favor of the Pharaoh. We might have, but it is a fantastic dice game because it's constantly mitigating what you're doing with the dice, trying to get to the top, and then it's an exciting end. This is a very different type of dice game, though, than what you have here. You're choosing the dice as you're moving out on the map to get resources, to maybe get some more tiles, to get options of where you want to expand, and you can join people as you're going out. Now, it says this is a 4X game, meaning that there is the expanding and exploring and exploiting. And of course, as other people have mentioned, the whole idea of exterminate, trying to get rid of your opponent entirely. In this game, there's a really interesting mechanism. You can't really, when you do take off a tent of another player, you have to replace it with one of your own, meaning you have to have something available to you. And do you know what happens to the tent that you take off? They just get it back, which then they can use subsequently. They don't have to, it's not very, brutal. And having a majority during the game on certain tiles will give you an advantage. Getting majority on the end of the game will give you points often. And there's so many different strategies in the game. I can't say enough. Yes, it may look, some people have said it looks maybe a little bit bland on the table or a little bit generic. In a game like this, it's good. It's really nice. The art is simple. It's streamlined. Gray tile, you see a little kind of some kind of a factory on it or something. The yellow tile, the fields, you see a covered wagon, and that's it. Because the icons on it are very important to know what they are. The points are big and bright, and you really don't want a ton of colors and images and everything going around in a game where you're so focused on your next move. Okay, so maybe this review is going on longer than I anticipated it because it's just that good. Now, I couldn't believe it. I got this on super sale for Black Friday. I couldn't pass it up. And now I see that there's an expansion for it, and everyone says the expansion makes the game even more fulfilling. I'm excited. I got to get a hold of that expansion immediately. Go out. Don't even think about it. If you like playing two-player games, of course if you like playing more, but I'm just saying on a two-player basis, this is as good an hour that you'll spend with an opponent in a game that doesn't take a huge setup, is not so difficult to learn, but gives you endless strategy and options and a ton of fun. I don't even care when I lose. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think you won because of the thing that you did. And sometimes we even work with each other. Ooh, I think you could actually get a couple more points at the end doing something else. Great. Easy 10. Well, the first time I played this game, I gave it an 8. Second time, 8.5. Third time, 9. Now, I'm in that 9.5 to a perfect 10. Get it? No doubt. See you later.